something that was so important. I don't know what, but no matter what we listen to Bob Marley, I still came back home and I loved the Jeonkoku, Alu Join Joy Ki Join, A Fight, the lady, the Shakari, opposite people.
She go say,
I will still come home, no matter whose house I went to. And it was a big competition between my elder sister and my younger sister, who could learn the lyrics first, who could dance the songs better.
Okay.
And we played it till we scratched the record.
My God.
And then we had to go and ask him for another record because we had scratched the record. So there was probably because of the way I was brought up. This was what I loved. And
but that was probably his greatest success. To have his own kith and kin love what he did. And to actually want to replicate that. You don't get a lot of musicians having their family members even listening. And because they see it as, oh, that's his business.
And maybe this has to do a lot. Nobody talks about my mother, but even like, there was a time, many times, we were very dissatisfied with fatherhood from him because he was never around. Okay. And my mother, even despite she wanted him to be around, she always, when as kids we were like, where is this man? What kind of dad is this? She would say, it's your father, don't let me ever hear you say. You know, she made us always see another side of him. So I think this put us in a lot of check that no matter our grudge, we loved him.
You follow the style of having like long intros. I mean, long intros. I mean, you can.
Times.
What is with that? What's with that?
Because of the, first of all, it was, I think my training was more how to learn how to play before you learn how to talk.
Okay.
So, as much as I admired his, what he was saying and his courage and all that with his songs, it was when I started in the band, when he's writing his compositions, I would watch him while he's composing. I would learn how he's composing. I studied him. So it was more about using my eyes to see and hear and learn. So he never taught me, but I had the opportunity to be up close, I mean like inches away from him and just be watching him practicing blah, 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 blah. So it was more appreciating the music. So when I want to do anything, it's first, when I don't write words in my songs, I first write the music.
Oh, you
in
do?
my head. Then I say, okay, what is most important for me to sing about?
And you put the words in. So the music comes first.
The music always comes first.
One quick one before Inshira comes. I'm wondering, I get the sense, just reading about you and listening to your music, it appears to me that internationally, Americans, the British, wherever you travel, people globally seem to appreciate you and your father more than here. I'm not too sure if I'm right. I may be wrong, but I get that impression because the kind of concerts you do, the tours you go on, the crowds you get. I'm not too sure whether African audiences, who you primarily target with your music, have woken up to the richness of what you and your dad have been trying to do.
I think this comes because, you see, there is hardly any restriction politically. So you don't have radio stations being afraid to play the songs in Europe or America. So, and Europe and America are always challenging in a way the corruption in Africa that we are singing against. So it's easy for them to put us in the forefront of this message. Here in My Father First, hardly any station in his time would dare play those political songs because the government was in power. You either lose your job, God knows what will happen to you. So, first of all, I think we are still very loved. The Shrine in Nigeria now, for instance, in Lagos, is the biggest club in Africa. We still have close to 2,000 people every Friday night coming. I mean, the celebration, we have tens of thousands of people every October for 1 week coming into this place. I play there 2 times a week. My brother plays there once a month. Then we have other bands using the place. So it's the most important venue for entertainment now. And it's still free. We manage all this free. Yes, and then, so people on the streets love us. But now, you should not forget the multinationals are all in this cobweb of dealing with the government. They need to get their franchise authorized by the authorities, so they don't want to be seen as supporting something that is saying things against government.
Even today?
Even today. I mean, even today.
You should do something about multinational.
One thing I noticed in Ghana is all the radio stations I've seen, they're always talking politics without fear. Nigeria is coming out like that, but not as Ghana is. My ears and head is just full. Everybody's just free. They talk at at will.
It's because of Kwame Nkrumah.
Yes, I mean I think there is no, Kwame Nkrumah gave that Ghanaians that liberation, and I think that's why Ghana dominated Africa for a long period. Even with football, your footballers did not go on the field as Ghanaians. They went as Pan-Africanists. So they were intelligent. They were not just playing football as footballers. They were already thinking professionally. They were ideological footballers. The name of the team wasn't like Nigeria then was Green Eagles. How can an eagle be green? The Ghanaian team was Black Stars. Do you understand? So you see all that motivates the. You see when you have an ideology.
So leadership is a very crucial thing.
Crucial. When you have, I mean, if your head is not correct, how can your hand be correct? Your hand will write rubbish, Charlie. If your head is not correct, you will use the toilet in the bathroom. So Ghanaians' heads at that time was correct. See what Kwame. So my father just loved the development because of the way. Everybody was second to Kwame Nkrumah in Africa. The way Kwame Nkrumah was moving. It was Kwame Nkrumah that formed the OAU. Nobody thought that Africa needed to be united. If Europe is talking about one currency, Kwame Nkrumah did this in 1960. He understood that Africa must be together, talk with one voice. If we had listened to Kwame Nkrumah, we'll be in the United Nations as a world nation because we are how many countries?
53. Yeah. With all
talking, and we should all pull out of the United Nations if we cannot get one vote over America and have a veto. If America says which we say no and we walk out of the United Nations. So this was what Kwame Nkrumah said. The only way Africa can be a force to be reckoned with is through unity. We must remove all those colonial structures, and this is what my father saw and loved Kwame Nkrumah for. I mean, look at when they were before the assassination of Lumumba. Kwame Nkrumah sent soldiers to protect all. Unfortunately, they did not get there on time to save Lumumba, but he did this, despite that. He knew what Ghana, the trouble Ghana was going through. Another thing many Ghanaians did not know Kwame Nkrumah did was when Europe wanted to buy cocoa from Africa, he went to, I can't remember the country, I don't know if it was Ivory Coast, and asked them to say, look, let's all put this cocoa under one umbrella, one price in Africa. And many of these African countries failed to oblige. What Kwame Nkrumah did was, he now sent agents to all these African countries, bought all the cocoa, brought it back to Ghana, so Europe had to deal with him in Ghana to buy the cocoa.
Smart man. Oh man. For somebody who claims he didn't go to school or he left school, I don't know what books you were reading at home.
I was reading Stony Legacy, Black Man of the Nile, Scramble for Africa, books on Kwame Nkrumah, Lumumba, Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey. That's my father.
But you have a son and you took him to school though, and yet you let him play with you on the street as well.
Yes.
So you're giving him two sides of the coin.
That's why he's going to be better than all of us.
He has to be.
Yes.
Well, for me, I'm totally amazed at the international appeal. I mean, the fact that your voice was featured on Grand Theft Auto 4. But what stands out is your 3 Grammy nominations.
Yes.
And
but I've still not won it.
Oh, you will.
Well,
I'm just joking.
And you know, the thing about some of your songs, for me, what does tomorrow bring for world music? And this is actually a line I'm borrowing from one of your songs. What does tomorrow bring for world
I think it's already here. We can see from Africa that our music is dominating our airwaves for once this never used to happen. There's a new generation, even if they are speaking commercial and whatever, the beats were still dominating. Even clubs in Europe and America, Africans party with their music for once now. So you can see we are now coming to we are learning to appreciate our own. So all this fight has not been for no reason.
Fantastic.
So we are moving slowly but surely. Okay. And then we need to really appreciate where we're coming from. We need to appreciate the trans-Sahara slave trade. We need to appreciate the transatlantic slave trade. Africa has been in a lot of chaos, turmoil, that we're not going to overcome these problems overnight. And knowing this, I don't even believe it will happen in my lifetime. But we all have to play our different parts into ensuring this will come for our kids. And we also have to talk about the next generation. Okay. So it is so to see that in Nigeria now, we play maybe 5% of foreign music at any party, and it's dominated by our...
How did you guys do that? I was watching Osofia and President Ozoko yesterday. I couldn't sleep. It was so funny. Entertainment, your country seems to have understood how to package its product. You go to Zimbabwe, you go to Angola, people are watching Nigerian movies. We're playing the band. I like to think you've taken the lead in Africa on that. What happened in Nigeria that we're missing here in Ghana?
This all comes back to the Fela attitude. As much as the government would have loved Fela to be forgotten, all the Dibanjis and all these musicians have taken from the Fela or me, and have used this to enhance their own music, made it very commercial, mainly appealing. The radio stations are forced to play it because they are not political. But the beat is still Afro beat. They call it Afro beat, but they will not tell you that is they are talking about Fela's beat or blah blah blah. And they have managed to put it in the forefront of commercial music. And whether we like it or not, we prefer to hear our own voice than the funkified American voice.
That's right.
We still admire the Beyonce's or Jay-Z, but I mean, if I speak to you like an African, you will hear me first. Before I say, oh, so Charlie, you know what I'm saying, I'm blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I mean,
that's not gonna work. Awesome. This is a new water. When you finish your questions, I'll come back to the show. Okay. We will talk about the show, why it's coming, what it expects to do, and that kind of thing to push it a bit more. I've stolen Jessica's time, and I'm going to apologize afterwards. This is 97.3 Citi FM with Femi Kuti in studio. We're talking about the great Kasapreko Africa Legends Night at the Banquet Hall on Saturday. That's tomorrow at 7 p.m. This is a